Welcome to George Coll Fine Art. Here, the viewer is encouraged to get outside and paint from life. George's job is to provide the tools to solve the many technical challenges faced in rendering landscape paintings. View the library of landscape paintings offered and become a subscriber. You can also purchase tutorial videos, plus original tutorial and studio paintings. Thank you. And if you like what you see, click the subscribe button and join in on the fun.
Hello and welcome. I'm George Coll, and this is part one of a three-part series titled March Thaw. So March Thaw is the Poudre River west of Fort Collins, Colorado. So part one is block in. I wanted to get a value color, a color that's either dark or light, in those shapes. I figured out where the shapes were, took you through step by step on that, mixing, show you what I mixed, and applied it, and even told you the brushes I use. So it's a lot of 1, 2, 3 stuff. So that's part one. Get outside and paint. Paint with your friends. Get critiques. Don't be intimidated by a white canvas. And the way you get good at this, I hate to give you all my secrets, is just keep painting and keep that fire going of creativity. All right? All right. Thanks for coming by. Let's get started. Hey, welcome to part one of a new three-part series called March Thaw. This is going to be fun. All right, so on my right, I don't think you can see it, but I have it up on my monitor. And I'm thinking I've got this almost at the right height I want it. Maybe that's a little better. And I've got my paper towels, my paints all laid out. So I check these things to make sure I am ready to go with March Thaw. I'm working on a 9 by 16. So it's a canvas on gator board, and I really like the gator board because it's got a stiffness to it and I can't puncture it when I'm doing my knife work. Well, this is the Poudre River, west of Fort Collins, Colorado, and I just like the backlit warm colors compared to the stuff up front. So I think what I want to do in part one is do my very best at figuring out where these general shapes are going to be. So I'm going to make a mixture. Just got a nasty old drawing brush. It used to be a good brush at one time. Look, it's all worn down. So I'm going to use a blue and a gray. Gray. Light gray. And that should do me. I think I'm going to use the area where it's warm as kind of my starting point. I want to have that maybe a little bit above center, a little bit. And then I'm going to have some, so I'm going to bring that down just a little bit. Here I'm going to have a bank. Going to be a little bit of an angle. Then I'm going to have another bank showing up down here. And then another big bank that almost comes around to here. It's angled down and up in here somewhere. And I don't know what's happening back here. Can't quite see. Okay, now I'm going to have canopies. When I look at the canopies of the trees, they're pretty high. Big solid here. This is big solid country. And then kind of a lot of see-through trees up in here. And big solid here. Comes about the same height. Big solid there. Okay. I have more of an angle on this one. More angle. This one's kind of more level or going up a little bit. And I'm going to get back and take a look to see if it's looking pretty good. All right, I've got my timer going. I've got 26 more minutes to try to get this block-in done. So what I'm trying to do is cover this whole canvas with shapes and color values today. I usually do my taping on Mondays, and then part 1, then part 2 Tuesday, and part 3 on Wednesday. I'm gonna start my day with it. It's, what is it, 8:07. Okay, so I need to mix up some darker color and change brushes. Let me get a few more ideas of something else. I'm going to use some yellow ochre to figure out this canopy stuff right in here. Dips down, up, over. So this is going to be warm stuff back in there. Whew. I think I'm on task. And it's working. I apologize, my poor palette is getting so messy. I have to get some GAMS, get some stripper on that to clean it all up here. Pretty darn soon. I'm now thinking I want to get the big darks in where the canopies are. So this would be too light that I've used, so I'm going to go ultra blue, transparent oxide red. I'm going to put in some dark gray, and some purple. Nice dark. Don't want to use up all my purple, so I'm going to get some alizarin in there and give it a little bit of red in there. First of all, I'm just going to use an old worn out number 4 2025. It's like a hawk hair brush. And I think there's some darks in at the base of the shore there. Okay, dark number 2. Get a little bit of Gamsol, don't get too much in there. Perfect. And as I go over this way, it's going to be a little lighter. And I see some dark lines underneath the canopy here. And then I'm going to accent the dark here. Okay, let's go in front. Let's add a little yellow ochre to it. A little bit more yellow ochre. And I need to lift this up and get some stuff down in here. Sorry for my shoulder there. And now I'm going to put it back into the groove I made for it. And I think I need to go a little taller up in some areas, finish off some edges. And for now, that might be pretty good. I need this dark. I have a little left over that I haven't used. So I'm going to pick it up with old T7 here, palette knife, and move it over. I need to just keep this very thin, so you see I'm just picking up my excess here. All right, that'll do. And I'm going to clean my brush thoroughly. And I think what I need to do is to figure out with a light gray where my ice is going to be. There's some ice and then there's a little bit darker. Get a little bit more gray in there so I can see it. Okay, I think we need some blue here. It goes off to here. And then we have more blue that comes through the center. It kind of points out into here. Another one that comes down here. And there's some light on the shore here. And then up here, this extends out a little bit and doesn't do a whole lot. Okay. So let's get some sort of a, oh, maybe a royal blue, something like that. This royal blue, king's blue, it's kind of the color I'm looking for. If you don't have that, cobalt and white will do it. Don't stress out and go every week and buy more paint. Try to get your basic home row keys, or your, as we say in typing class in high school. But just, you'll get figuring out what your basics are. Your blues, your reds, ochres, yellows, browns, grays, purple. I've moved over to a number 279. It's a soft brush. And we're going to just lay in some of this stuff. Here we go. So when you're covering up some of your trees, don't worry about them. Just get the big shapes for now. Go easy on yourself. Don't make it too hard. And we need some under here, I think. We kind of lose it over here on the end. And I think I need some right up into here. And I need some up in the shore. Here. I'll lighten it up even more. More white. And we'll put that in here. And here, and here. And we need a little bit up in here. And here. And we need some in the foreground shore here. And we're making progress. I better check my time. Okay, we're almost halfway through. All right, time to get the worms in, okay? Gonna need some of that later, so I'm moving it off to the side. Don't panic. Right, let's get some worm color here. So I know I'm going to use some maples and some white. And that might be about all we need up in here for now. I think I need a little bit more pigment in there. But I'd better get the orangey, yellowy color in here. Get yellow, white. I'm working on the back canopy. Get some orange out. I'm getting some cad orange. Where is my cad orange? Here it is. Sorry for the shoulder. Here we go. I just put a little dab out. Not too much, please. Paint all over my hand already. Thank goodness I wear gloves. I encourage you to wear gloves too if you're working with oils, because these are some dangerous pigments. Okay, so I'm using some yellow, cad yellow medium, and some orange, and some titanium white. I think more yellow. Better get a little bit of Gamsol in there to get some mileage out of this. And I think this goes a little higher. At least I'm making it higher in my painting. And I see some up in here, and here. And I need some here. Here. And I need some, what is this, kind of an orange and a rust, or a red. I'll use alizarin, maybe some rust. And I see a little bit of this stuff right in here. Oh, I don't know if that's the right color, but it's in the right place for now, okay? All right, let's go back to the sky color. And I am going to get a big brush. And this is a number 6279, so it's a big soft brush. These are rosemary brushes. I'm kind of mixing the yellow ochre with the sky color I had here. See, so you can tell there's a difference. More white. Now you can say, well, you know, this painting's kind of coming together. You should get that feeling, hopefully, after you're blocking. You can start seeing it. It's starting to come alive. And so I better make sure back here it still looks right. Yeah, this guy is maybe getting a little bit too much attention, and I'm going to have to deal with him somewhere along this painting to knock him down and get him right. All right, so that stuff is done. So let's get some of this. I'm changing brushes. I'm cleaning this guy, this number 6, while I'm talking to you. So now I'm going to go back to that small 279. And I'm going to get some of this warm color in some places down in here. And then more sky color maybe in some places too. Now I know there's darks, but I will get those on I think a little bit later. Okay. And I think there's some stronger reflections right up in here somewhere. Now there's some darker stuff. Let's might as well make a few stabs at it right in here. And here. And here. And here. And we will put dark reflections in here. So this is kind of the official, I'm over and done with the block in. So I made some value color choices as to just kind of taking a stab of where things should be with a value color. Color, value, color, value. Now I'm going to go in with my darks that I have left and start making some better choices. Just using up my darks that I have left. And getting them in the right places. I think we need just a little bit of dark right in here. Getting my palette knife, getting an edge on it right here. And saying, okay, this is my shoreline right here. It's a little dark right there, so I'll thin it out by doing that. And if I have a little bit here, I will do the same. Kind of petered out on me, didn't it? Oh boy. Finishing up my darks. And I'm really, as you can see on my palette, it's just about gone. So let me see if I can make one more dark just for fun. Blue, brown, touch of Ginsel. And start thinking about some trunks here and there. Trunks. Trunks. All right. There are some darks right here that I see in the reference, and I'm going to do a little bit about them. And I'm going to thin out my sky. And I'm going to just bring it down to soften my upper stuff. And you can see how this kind of softens things by doing that. Okay, that is a nice start. I think I need a little bit more sky color right in here. Come on, there we go, that's what I'm looking for. And in here, and here, and maybe some here. And I think we're doing okay. Just softening some of my edges. That's okay for now. Not a bad little start. All right, let's get away from this painting, call it quits, so we don't screw it up. Now, tomorrow, part 2, we will get more of a heavier, we'll be investing more in these value colors. I mean, it's pretty thin and unremarkable right now, but as a base, it's really got a good stuff in there to give us a foundation for part 2. And you can work wet on wet. It's just that I have my 9 o'clock yoga class to go to. Okay, so I will get this thing, bring it to an end. All right, thank you so much for being part of part 1 of March Thaw. All right, thanks for coming by.